CW 39 Sydney Simone.
NBC 6's Sydney Simone.
Fox 33 Sydney Simone.
Our Sydney Simone caught up with both of them today. She is live with more on their story. Sydney.
The CEO of the Noel Collier Group wants people to know that the best time to buy a home is at any age or phase of life. Today is one of the busiest, most expensive travel days of the year. As the winter season quickly approaches, there's one concern that still remains: whether or not Texas is ready to handle a potential winter storm again. Right, earlier we were at Universal Technical Institute. We switched over to MIT College of Technology. They're collecting donations, so right now I'm actually lending a helping hand and unloading some donations as people drive up. In preparation for hurricane season, they're asking for about 500 volunteers to step in. So I'm actually going to put on these goggles and kind of show you my skills. I'm not sure how good I am, but I've had a little practice this morning. I'm standing next to the memorial site for Arlene Alvarez, who was shot and killed right here at this bank on Valentine's Day. Now, Texas attorney Tony Busby says his firm is filing a lawsuit on behalf of 35 people who became victims at last Friday's Astro Road Festival. People say the Texas honey is like the bee's knees, and I'm inside the beehive, but we're not talking about Beyonce this morning. We're talking about Bun B. He's performing tonight at the Houston Rodeo. People are getting out to shop. Law enforcement officials want you to be even more aware of your surroundings. When we talk about houses and looking for the perfect home, what should people look for and expect when it comes to deciding between a new construction versus an existing house? Last night, baseball commissioner Rob Manfred canceled 93 more games, applying more pressure on locked out players. I'm standing in Cougar territory at the University of Houston. There's a pep rally going on here this morning at 9:30 with fans and cheerleaders getting ready to send the men's basketball team off for the NCAA tournament. I'm outside of Bayland Park Community Center, one of the early voting locations in Harris County. Right now I'm actually standing on the side of I-69 near the Afton Oaks community, and Houstonians have about 12 hours before the I-69 ramp onto I-610, the southbound on the West Loop, closes for 2 years. If you scroll down to the bottom in that last sentence there, you'll find a link that says Comcast website. Go ahead and click on this link. You can see there's a lot of people out enjoying the fun. This is across from Minute Maid Park. Again, it goes until Friday at 7 a.m. It's for adults only. That means 21 and older, and tickets start at $10. Well, in honor of Veterans Day, there are so many activities and opportunities going on around the city, including the Lone Star Flight Museum. I'm actually flying a simulator. You're probably wondering why I'm wearing a name badge and holding this blue slime. Well, that's because I'm standing in Rhodes School for the Performing Arts. I'm standing in front of the Bob and Vivian Smith Fountain downtown. It was actually frozen over and covered with ice due to the extremely cold temperatures. You have got to let us know, because I've tried to run that, and that is not my lane. I stopped at the 100-meter dash, so good luck to you this weekend. Now, I hear you guys won an award. Can you tell us?
So we recently just won Grand Champion for Best Bites, which we did a Figgy Piggy, which was pork belly and fried brie, so it was really, really good.
Take me out to the ball game. No, well, I won't be doing the singing, but I can tell you who will. Country music artist Jack Ingram will be performing live here at Street Fest. Some ticket pricing right now. There's different ranges for pricing. You have some starting at about the $164 range. We are in Seabrook. We're actually standing on the corner of Hammer and Toddville, where there's some standing bodies of water. Flooding in Houston can happen quickly, and it could have you stranded on the side of the road, leaving you to wonder, where is my car? Is it still in the same spot? Well, as mentioned, many drivers had to abandon their car to leave and get to a safe place during yesterday's rain event. Sydney, not at all, Star. Now, this is not Fear Factor, but if there was some money on the table, I would be inside of there. Well, Interfaith says Houston is one of the largest refugee centers in the nation, and this area expects about 6,000 to 8,000 refugees from Ukraine. Soon, if drivers are coming through downtown, they might notice something a little different about the driving lanes. Eventually, all of these lanes will be red. We're just hours away from Tropical Storm Nicholas hitting this area. Head over to readyharris.org. You'll find a checklist with everything that you need to be ready. I'm actually standing in the A terminal, and it looks like there's a rush coming in behind me. Some people possibly coming in off of some flights this morning. How's your experience been this morning so far, just parking and getting to the terminal here? New research shows that about 3,200 people people in the Metro Houston area are homeless. This is so fun, so exciting, and a little spooky, but if you like the game Monopoly, you would definitely love Houstonopoly. It's a walk-through haunted board game. Many football fans in the Houston area are waking up to some good news this morning. Of the 7 candidates interviewed for the head coach job, Lovie Smith lands the position. Well, I'm here at J. Ruth Smith Elementary School, where the Texans will be working just as hard off the field as they are on the field by educating the youth on food insecurity. Almost a century-old tradition continues between Phyllis Wheatley and Jack Gates High School, exchanging some form of a peace offering. Standing inside the Houston Food Bank, where a press conference will be held later this morning for a $47 million labor agreement with the hopes of gaining more volunteers. I spoke with a doctor who says there are 2 things that attracted her to chiropractic therapy: no medicine and no surgery. It's all done with the use of your hands. This is surveillance video that shows a suspect stealing from Mother's Hair Beauty Supply store in North Houston. This picture shows someone climbing through the wall and into the stockroom. The owners say the person came through a vacant building next door. Police have confirmed to CW39 the business has been robbed twice. The first robbery happened in January and the second at the beginning of this month.
Being called at 4 o'clock in the morning from my boss, I know what's going on. It's like, what else could be happening right now?
Leah Granville, an employee at Mother's Hair, says they feel targeted. Since the last break-in, they've added padlocks to the front door and more security cameras.
Being that you already feel like you have made all the preventative measures, it's like, what else could we do? It's unsettling. I kind of find myself on guard, making sure I'm on watch when I'm in the store.
The owners say the robbers left this wall that's now filled with wigs completely empty.
The robbers really focused on the expensive things, like our wigs. We have wigs that cost $1,000, like $400 to $1,000 wigs. So they came and they took, they hit us hard. They hit us where it hurt.
Granville has a message for the community.
Be more open to asking. You don't have to take, especially when we're hoping to be a pillar for the community. Like, we do so many things for the community, pop-up shops. We give out free things all the time. So it's better to ask than to take, especially when people work so hard for what they have.
The owner of Mother says so far her shop is working to recover thousands of dollars worth of hair, clippers, and other beauty products.
Looking forward to 2022.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
The organization was in my mind already because I've always had a passion about bringing men together and being able to talk about the issues of life.
You're listening to Andrew Landry, the founder of Where Men Hurt, a nonprofit organization in the Metro Houston area. The group was created to be a safe and non-judgmental space for guys to talk about life issues.
They talk about some of the deepest problems that we have as men. In today's society, we're not honored enough, and we need a place where we can come together, talk about our deepest troubles, talk about some of the things that we're suffering from, so that we can be better men to our wives, to our families, and also in the community.
One participant says the purpose is to provide men with the necessary resources and tools to cope with the emotions, expectations, and disappointments that come with life.
We thought it was a way to reach out to the community so we can build men back up, to try to give direction, because there is a generation that's coming behind us.
Speaking of that younger generation, Lawrence Etienne, a school teacher, says he comes across young black boys who bring a lot of their issues from home to the classroom.
When men are not there, there's no strength in the home in terms of a male presence. The children suffer, and a lot of people don't see that, but I see it every day.
Men between the ages of 25 to 80 participate in their weekly meetings in person or on Zoom. The group meets in a place that's common to most guys, the barbershop. Landry says the space is where most guys feel comfortable talking about their mental and physical health, relationships, finances, spirituality, sex life, and family. He says the goal now is to encourage the younger generation to attend.
The primary thing is relationship, right? So if we build those relationships, then it's easier for us to say, hey, I'm going to the barbershop, come hang out with me, as opposed to them feeling like we're going to take them to church and preach to them.
Overall, the purpose of Where Men Hurt is to let guys know that it's okay to be vulnerable. Just like women, guys have feelings and emotions too.
Every man has a story, and that what you've gone through is just not in vain.
If you can have a healthy man, you can have a healthy family, and then you can have a healthy community.
We don't get this often. I've never seen this bad in Texarkana at all.
Less than 24 hours since the second storm hit the Arklatex, resources are limited. Gas stations are closed, with no answers as to when Texarkana will get shipments of unleaded gas. Some local grocery stores are open with a limited supply of food.
Hope it's over soon. I prepared, I went to the store, got all the stuff, but still there were things that you didn't think about, like rock salts and...
Traffic through the city is minimal, but a few people are out walking the streets. One resident says this winter storm was needed.
I was kind of glad that it happened, get people to sit down away from this coronavirus thing. Everybody's out partying, doing this, but you bring snow, everybody stays put.
Police say even though the storms are passing over, the roads are still treacherous. With snow melting during the day and refreezing at night, it could be days before we see clear pavement.
So there aren't any road closures right now in Texarkana with the exception of the flyover. You can't get from 369, the loop, onto either eastbound or westbound I-30.
Although tractors, sand, and salt trucks are currently out clearing the roads, many streets in Texarkana have the potential of being dangerous. Miller County says they have a fuel shortage facility for Texarkana first responder vehicles. Reporting live in Texarkana, Texas, Sydney Simone, NBC6 News.
See that the first responders have the fuel they need. Sydney, thank you for that. Winter weather is impacting